Hey everybody, how you doing? My name's Happy, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make an unfair Minecraft map, so let's go. So here we are on the Minecraft homepage. We're here on 1.16.3 and we're going to start by making the world. So go to single player, go to create new world, and we're going to call this unfair map. Now you can call this what your map is called, but I'm just going to call it unfair map. Keep the difficulty on normal, set the game mode to creative, cheats on, data packs, don't worry about that. Game rules, we'll sort that in a minute, but more world options. Go to world type, change it to super flat, which I've just gone past. Go to customize, go to presets, redstone ready, use the preset, press done. Generate structures, keep that turned off. Bonus chest off, and then press done. Then we're going to go to game rules, and we want to disable the elytra move check, keep that false. Respawn immediately, turn that on or off depending on preference. Require recipe for crafting. If enabled, players will be locked to certain recipes. If your map's going to require different recipes and unlocking things, turn that on. If not, keep it off. Deal drowning damage. Well, this is an unfair map, so drowning damage. Fire at full damage, dependent on the map. Fire damage, same again. This is an unfair map. We've got to be unfair. Keep inventory after death, turn that off. Regenerate health, dependent. Respawn location radius, don't worry about that. Allow spectators to generate terrain. We're only going to be in one area, so don't worry about that. Disable raids, turn that to true. Forgive dead players, don't worry about that. That's to do with the nether and the mobs. But again, if you want that to be in your map, turn it on. Cramming, keep that to 24. Destructive mob actions, that's mob griefing, turn that off. Universal anger, keep that as default, so that's off. Spawn phantoms off, spawn mobs off, villager patrols off, wandering traders off. Drops, so entity drops, turn that off, and mob drops, turn that off, and blocks, turn that off. If you want to have those on, by the way, or any of these can all be changed with command blocks as you go through the map. So say if your map requires you to shoot a painting and you need the painting to fall, you can quickly have it so that the command block quickly changes that game rule, which I believe would be entity drops back on. Advanced time of day, turn off. Fire tick, off, we don't want things burning down. Weather, off, we don't want the rain to suddenly appear while somebody's recording a video. Tick speed, change that to 0. Say if you have some bamboo that you don't want to grow and you don't want to have a block above it, that's how you can sort that. Advancements, turn that off. Broadcast command block output, false. Broadcast admin commands, false. Send command feedback, false. Show death messages, depends. And don't worry about the miscellaneous. Press done, and then we can do the create new world. And then once we've created a new world, we can go and install Forge, and we can go and install worldedit, and we should be good to go with creating the world terrain. So here we are inside the world, and as I say, we've done everything. The time is not moving, but we will just have to do one thing, and that is time set 6000, or it's time set midday, or time set noon. It all does the same thing. Before we move to the next step, make sure you save and quit the game. So what you want to do now is load up your favorite web browser. I'm going to be using Google Chrome, and you want to load up the following 3 websites. One is going to be cubicle.xyz. That's going to be for our unfair map logo text. The second one, you want to search up Forge, and then the third one, you want to search up worldedit. So we'll go back to worldedit, and you want to click on worldedit mods curse forge, and it should say latest version 1.16.4. Just make sure you choose the version of Minecraft that is for you above 1.16. So I need to go and find in the files the 1.16.3 version, which is this latest version of worldedit, just like so. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to download the file like so. There's no difference between these files other than the update, and for some reason one's got more downloads. So let's download this. This is worldedit for 1.16.3/4. We're going to press the download button in the top right, and then whilst that's downloading, we're going to go to Forge, and we're going to get Forge for 1.16.3, which is the latest version, and we're going to press the installer button. And then whilst those are waiting, don't click on anything here, by the way. Just wait for the top right to say skip add. Press keep on all of these, by the way. This is just Windows thinking it's a harmful file because it doesn't recognize the file. So we'll press keep on those, and we'll just install Forge whilst we're here. So click the Forge.jar and then press install. Make sure it's got your right Minecraft directory, and then it will go through the screen. Once it's gone through the screen, it will bring up a window that says done, and it should tell you that an installation has been created on the launcher. We'll get to that later, but for now, we're going to go to cubicle.xyz, and it should show you a render of something. Just close that in the top left, and then go to tools, go to generator, go to 3D terrain generator, and then you want to do your text height as 24. You're going to want to do your text depth as 10, edge insert as 1, line space as 0.8, and keep the alpha limit as it is. Then what you're going to do is for your border block, do 159.15, and that should bring up a black terracotta block, I believe it is. Yep, black or brown terracotta, I think that is. And the main block can be anything you like. For this example, I'm going to use red wool, just like so. Keep the text as Arial, make sure it is centered to the center alignment, and then we're going to start typing in our text. So unfair, and then map. Now you can do it like this, so it has different capital letters, or you can do it all in capital letters. Depends how you want to do it. Most unfair map logos are like this, and this is literally it. You've just created an unfair map text logo, whereas I built mine by hand for the first time. Don't build it by hand. Anyway, what we're going to do now is, if you get locked in this mode, by the way, press escape. What you want to do now is go to the file, export settings, and export as an NBT. We will be using structure blocks for this, but don't worry, I'll go over all of that. So that file is going to download, and now we can return to Minecraft. But of course, there's one thing we got to do first, and that is install worldedit forge. So go to %appdata% and press enter on your keyboard, go to .minecraft, and then we're going to need to create a folder called mods. So right click, press new, go to folder, and mods, all in lowercase, no capitals, and then open that folder there, and then drag in the worldedit forge jar into that folder, just like that. And now we can return to Minecraft. So when the Minecraft launcher loads, go to installations and have a look for Forge. It should be the correct version, which we downloaded 1.16.3 Forge 34142. So that should be the right version. If it's not, click on it and just search for the right version. Make sure you do use the right version though if you've installed multiple, especially like me if you're on a new computer, otherwise you will get an error message. Anyway, press play, it will download anything it needs to download, and then it will update. Something to note about recent versions of the Minecraft launcher, it will say that the version of Minecraft you're about to load is not safe and may not have the security features that the new 1.16.4 update has. Don't worry though, it does. It's just the fact that it's modded and the game doesn't really know if it's safe. It is safe, so if you get that message, just press don't show me again on this launcher profile, and then just press OK or next, and then the game will load. What we're going to do, we're going to hop into our world again, and then we're going to do some structure stuff. As you can see now though, worldedit is loading, and it's doing funky things, magical stuff's happening, the screen's gone red, Mojang Studios. So now the game's loaded, we're just going to make sure our mod is installed. As you can see, we've got worldedit and forge, so both things have installed. Anybody with a good eye will still know that we've still got the generated file text down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our options folder, and we're actually going to go to the resource packs folder. This is just another way to get to the %appdata. So go to resource packs and go back one folder to .minecraft, and then we're going to want to go to our saves folder. Find the unfair map world folder that you just created, and then go into a new folder, and you want to call it generated. Press enter. And then a new folder in there, call it Minecraft. And then a new folder in there and call it structures. Just like this, structures. Then open that folder and drag in the generated text MBT file. Obviously yours won't say generated text 2. I've maybe done this recording once already. And then just rename it to something that's going to make sense to you. So I'm just going to call it unfair logo, just like that. And I'll copy and paste it just so I don't need to type it out manually when we get back onto the world. So now we can load up the world again and everything is going to be fine. Don't worry about this screen. It's just because we were on the resource packs. So we're going to go back into single player, just like so. And then we're going to load up our unfair map world just like this. And now we should have worldedit installed. We can verify this by doing //wand. And as you can see, we have worldedit. We're going to make sure we're facing south, which we are. And then we're going to do /give the happy was one structure block, just like so. And that's given us a structure block. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and we're going to do data, which is going to take it to save, and save, which is going to take it to load. Then we're going to type in our structure name, unfair logo, press load, and as you can see, it's created this bounding box. Now, this bounding box is not the actual size of our unfair logo, so what we're going to do is, because of that, we know we're going to need to move this up. So we are going to take it up probably about, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blocks up, so 11 including this one. And we're going to grab this and place it on the 12th block. And as you can see now, that is a bit better in terms of height. So delete all of these blocks. And in order to get this to load, you will need a redstone block. So grab yourself a redstone block, place it next to it. You will get some lag, but there is our logo, our unfair map logo, just nicely displayed as it should be. So you're probably wondering, how on earth am I meant to find the middle of this to create my map? Well, easy. The U is on the left, the R is on the right, and and the F is pretty much the middle. So go to the middle, drop yourself down, place a block, and start going backwards. As far as you need to go. I'll go here. Perfect. Also, I should probably mention you don't have to go 12 blocks up. It's completely down to you how high you want that. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we are going to use this as the spawn point of the world. And of course, make sure we're facing south. Yes, we are, because that is the spawn point. However, in 1.16, you can choose where you spawn. So if that ends up being north and flipped around, don't worry. All you need to do for that is, first of all, I'm just going to grab a gold block just to mark the spawn, just like this. And let's say you need to face this way, which is north. All you need to do is do spawn point, all players, do this, and then you should be able to type in 90, 0. And what that should do is, oh, you don't even need the 0 apparently. What that should do is it should spawn you facing that way. I think that's 180. That might be 180. I might have got my numbers wrong. That was 180. So yeah, if you need to set your spawn point a specific direction, that's the way you need to do it. We're just going to keep ours on 0, or as I like to call it, press F5, and you have a big sign behind you. So now that we've got that in place, we're actually ready to start making our unfair map wall. So because we're in 1.16, we have a lot more options. I'm going to use this polished blackstone brick wall. So you want to sort of go like this, and just remember this is the back of our unfair map. So you want to go like this, and then go one more out, and then 1, 2, 3 on each side. So I'm going to make a pretty basic unfair map. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go 15 blocks that way, and then loop it around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there you go. There's the size of our unfair map. Now, usually unfair maps are about 20 to 50 blocks in length, 50 being quite a long unfair map. So yeah, make your unfair map longer than this because we're only going to have a couple of sections. We're going to have one section for the start of our map. This is going to be where the tree goes, and then we're going to have another section for a troll, and then we're going to have one section for the end of the map. So this is our basic layout of the map. You're going to want to have an area for the start, an area for the middle, and an area for the end. Now, I just want to let you know, I am going to be using some funky things like these and these and these. This is not a tutorial for how to make all of these. If you want a tutorial on how to make these, check out the map making basics tutorial series, which to be fair hasn't been done for a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to place down our armor stand right here, and then we're going to get some fences. No, we're not. We're going to get chains because this is 1.16. We're going to get some chains, and we're going to place these here. So yeah, if you want to pause the video and go watch the map making if I have released one, I'll link it in the description. Go watch that video and you should be able to learn how to make clickable signs and all of these things. If you want to go a bit more basic though, you can just get an armor stand and place down the armor stand like so. I should have an empty armor stand. Yeah, if you want to go a bit more basic though, just place down an armor stand, give it some boots and some outfits that represent you, and place your player head, and that will do the job. You know, place a sign and say, here's my Discord and here's my YouTube channel, and you should follow me on Twitter! Before we continue work on any other part of your unfair map though, we do need to make some terrain. Now the terrain is actually a lot easier than you think because we have the world edit mod installed. You won't need to do this by hand. Also, I will just say, if you're on Bedrock Edition, I feel so sorry for you because you can't do any of this. You have to do it by hand. I really feel sorry for Bedrock Edition players. So I'm going to grab a stick. It can be any item that can be, you know, pointed and clicked. So stick, best friend for this. And we're going to type in BR. And we're going to type in sphere, like so, and we're going to choose the block. So I'm going to choose stone, and the radius is going to be 5. And that's going to create a sphere that looks like this. Now, that's quite a big sphere. Also, if you need to undo, do / undo. So we're going to go round, and you sort of want to create a semicircle that looks something like this going around the back of your unfair map. And every time you want to click, just click. And now we've got to this point, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to change our radius to 3, and this is going to create some smaller circles like so. And then if you actually need to go and do some more stuff to the circle, say for example, if you feel like that's too much of a decrease, set your radius to 2 and fill in these gaps like so. So do 1 there and maybe 1 there, just like so. Just so you've got a bit more of a gradual decline down to the number 3. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go /BR, and we're going to go smooth, and we're going to do a radius of 3, just like so. So that's giving us a 3 by 4 using any blocks, and that's now going to start smoothing out our unfair map. Now I know what you're thinking, hey, this looks terrible. You know, it's all bunched up against here. Have no fear, because you can use either the debug stick by giving yourself give @p debug stick, like so. And then you can either break these, which is the easier method. I'd recommend just doing that. Or you can use the debug stick and you can do it yourself. So you got to figure out which way is which. It's not that way. It's that way. There you go. But as I say, we're going to go for the easier method and just remove all of these blocks that are around closing and touching all of these. And I just made up a new word, I think. So there we go. Now we have a clean unfair map, and as you can see, it's not very clean. So what we're going to do is we are actually just going to make this desert themed. So we're going to go into spectator mode using F3+N, and we're going to go and grab some coordinates. So // POS1 for position 1, and then we're going to go over to the other side, make sure we've got all of the map in, and go // POS2, just like that. And because we're making a desert map, we don't need to worry about the floor. However, if you did want to worry about the floor, just type in // replace, and the block is sandstone, and you can do it with, let's do polished andesite, like so, do a comma, and then we're going to do 27%, and we're going to do cobblestone, and then if you press enter, you can see we've now got a cobblestone and polished andesite wall. But you can also see that, hey, why are these two blocks here too? That's because we forgot to get rid of them. If I do // undo, there was 2 blocks there that we missed. So because we're doing desert themed, we're actually just going to keep this as sandstone. But what we're going to do instead is we are going to replace the stone, so // replace. We're going to do the stone with 50% sand, and we'll do 75% sandstone, and then we'll do 1% red sand, then we'll do 1% cut sandstone. No, chiseled sandstone. And that produces this. As you can see, we've got some red sand, but we don't have much of it. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just keep doing it. And as you can see, more and more of the stuff is going to appear over time, and actually it's not changing. If you want to get a different pattern, do // undo and then type in the command again, and as you'll see, you'll get different things. So just keep doing it until you get one that you like, or go back into your settings and change it. So we only selected 1% red sand, so we're going to up that to 10% red sand. And now we should get something that looks a little bit nicer. Now, because we're going for a desert theme, we're going to probably want some cacti in there. So go around and where you can, place in some cacti. As you can see, we can only place cacti on a few blocks, which gives us a little bit of variety. And because we set our random tick speed to 0, we can have a bit of a larger control of how these cacti look. This is actually starting to remind me a little bit of Unfair Cactus. Not gonna lie. We'll place in a couple more cacti on this side, just because this one's a little bit, you know, there's not enough cacti on this one. And we'll place a big cacti on here. Should we have a reference to that large cacti thing? This Unfair map has the largest cacti. There we go. That doesn't look weird at all. And you know what? To fit in with theming as well, let's place down some dead bushes. Now, of course, some Unfair maps won't require this much detail. Most Unfair maps will probably just require a little bit of colourful blocks, maybe some concrete here and there. But because this one is desert themed, we do sort of need to make it look like a desert. And as you can see, this is looking pretty good. So I do believe that is everything we need for worldedit and worldedit. So let's go and grab our barrier block. We're going to do that with /give your name or @p barrier, just like so, and you'll get your barrier blocks. And we're going to create the infamous barrier block boundary of the Unfair map. So we're going to build a little bit of thing like this. Make sure you leave a gap, because otherwise you're going to get these ugly little things like this, and it's not going to look all that nice. Then again, it looks like they've made it look nicer. Why does Minecraft change so much? It never used to look this nice. If you don't want your Unfair map to look like a castle, then by all means place it like this. Minecraft changes too much, but we sort of want to have a little bit of a walking space, you know, so you have a little bit more space to walk. So we're not going to do this. We're going to go for the fortified castle look. And actually, what we might end up doing is we might actually end up changing these to some different walls, which is easy enough to do, and we'll get onto that in a minute. We might end up using these just because it's desert themed. I think we will, but for now, let's focus on the barrier blocks. Go 1, 2 like this and break this one, and then go all the way to this side. Go 1, 2, and then I tend to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should give you enough space to do a decent Unfair map, and then go fill, grab your coordinates like this, go back to the other one like so on this corner and go with those coordinates, and then do a barrier, and you want to do outline only. So that should give us an outline, and it should be an inside-less barrier block-less thing. So go to here, go fill on this side, go to the other side, and then do those coordinates and do air, and that should give us your clean slate barrier block nightmare mess that no one's going to ever be able to escape from. Remove these barrier blocks so you have a little bit of jumping space here, and then what we want to do is we're just going to go manually and place all of these all the way to the top, just like so. So there's our barrier blocks. Obviously we keep this part open so that we can fly on out, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to throw away the barrier block because we don't need it anymore. So if you want to quickly change your wall design, either you can use a resource pack, which we will maybe get onto how to make a resource pack in this one, but then again, I could do that for a map making basic. Anyway, yep, so to change the walls, what you're going to want to do is go to the cornermost block. So for me, that's here, and we're going to do /fill, like so. And we're going to go all the way to the other side, and we're going to select this one, and we're going to go for a red sandstone wall. I'm going to replace with, I think it was polished blackstone brick wall. There you go. And now we have a red sandstone wall. So now what we're going to do is we are going to create the tree, the infamous tree. So because it's a tree, we're going to need to have some grass in the desert. I know, what is this? And then because it's the desert, we're going to make a slightly different tree. We're going to make it out of birch. So what we're going to do is grab a sapling of a birch tree, and we're going to grab some bone meal of a birch tree, and then we're going to place the birch tree, place the bone meal of the birch tree, and then there we go, we have the birch tree. Grab the chest or the barrel. I've seen unfair maps use barrel these days, but the most original unfair maps use the chest. On the chest, you want to grab a sign, and you want to do open the chest. You know, every unfair map has to have open the chest. And hey, little top tip for you, if you want to use trapped chests, which do have the little bit of, you know, red around them, if you want to use those, just change the texture. Nobody will know. But as I say, we will be doing one specific troll today. This is just going to be how to make a basic unfair map. If you ever want me to go into more detail on anything else, I'll probably keep this world. I'll probably keep it so I can come back in the future and make some more things. We have one problem to solve, and that is this. Look at how ugly this looks. So what we're going to do is we are going to go around to this side with the debug stick as I showed you earlier, and we are just going to start clicking on things because we want to get rid of that. And what was that? That was east, so we're going to need to do west. So left click till it says west. There we go. Click again, go around the back, and we have one more. This is going to be south, I believe. So let's see, is it going to be south? Where's south? South. I've gone past it. South. No, it's north. So there we go. It says north, and there we go. That looks a lot nicer. Or does it? No, it doesn't, because we need to get rid of this. So make sure it says up and change that to true. And there we go. We now have a tree on its own, not touching anything. And that is how it goes. So now what we're going to do is we are going to start working on the reset system. So the reset system is rather easy to do, and all it involves is one clone command. Just quickly, before we actually start building anything to do with reset systems and all that jazz, the map that I created in this video is actually in the description below. So if you want to have a go at it, it's pretty simple. But if you want to have a go at it and just get an idea of what I'm going to be creating before I create it and show you how to do it, there's a link down there, as well as all of the other website links and videos that I've been referring to. Anything after this point is considered spoilers if you do want to play the map for yourself, link below. Now obviously if you have different little areas that have a couple little extra things, then you know you're gonna probably need some other clones, but this is pretty much one clone command. So what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to make sure we're facing south, like so, which I believe we are, yep, and then you want to go ahead and find the two corners of your map. For me, that is here. Dig down a block, and if you want to grab the floor, I recommend taking the floor because we can do some things with the floor. So type /clone, grab the coordinates of the first block, go all the way to the other side, get your barrier blocks out if you need help learning where they are, and then just go like this. Press the T key to start typing, and then press up on your keyboard, grab the other coordinates like that, and then we're going to just go over to the side, and we can either dig down and do it, or we can just simply place it in a clone. I'm just going to put the clone here, so we'll do the same thing, and we'll type in the final coordinate. And that is our map right there. So every time we want to clone the map back over there, once we're doing the reset, we'll go like this, we'll do clone, we'll grab this block, and we'll go to this side over here, and then we'll type in the second coordinate, and then we'll go over to here, and we will make sure we're in the right place. So we break this block and we take this block coordinate, and then there we go. That resets the map. We may have our clone in place, but we don't actually have a way to detect anything that happens. So let's create a reset system now. We're going to want to grab some command blocks. So do give your name, COMM, press tab on your keyboard, get yourself a command block. I'm just going to get a whole bunch of command blocks like this. And then what we're going to do is we are going to place down, we need command blocks. We need redstone, maybe not. Trying not to use redstone, and we'll get a comparator. So that's everything we're going to need, and we're going to set up a basic scoreboard. So the scoreboard we need is /scoreboard objectives add, and we're going to call it reset, just like that. Okay, and we're going to do it for def count, so like that. Okay, so it wasn't showing me the output of that, so just temporarily type in /game rule send command feedback true, and that will show you. So we already have the reset set up, either that or we set it up and we didn't realize. So /scoreboard, I'll get the command up again, /scoreboard objectives add reset def count, and then that will add it. It says already got the scoreboard, that's because we've just added it. So let's go ahead and create some commands. This is what you came here for. We're going to add a command like this, we're going to add one like this. I'm going to change that to a chain command block. To get the chains, obviously yours will be orange like this, so place 2 down like that. Go inside, press this button twice, press this button once like that, and then go into here, press the middle button once, press this one once, and press this one once. And that will create this command block. So we'll just get rid of these. We've got what we need now. So what you want to do, you want to type in execute at all players, brackets, score equals, squiggly brackets, reset equals 1, and do ... Then do run, and you're going to want to do kill at A. And then what you want to do is you want to type in this command, and you want to do scoreboard players set all players reset 0, like that. And then what you're going to do, you want to add just one command here, and what that's going to do is absolutely nothing because we don't need it. So what we're going to do, we're going to try this. Now obviously not much is going to happen, hopefully. If that does happen, just take this command here and do set block air, just in case you need to do that. We're going to do /kill, and good, the map reset. So now if we do scoreboard players set, the happy was 1. No, not set, scoreboard players happy was 1's a list. We should have a reset score of 0, which means our reset system has worked. So all we need to do now is create our reset system. So we'll grab some signs and we'll start writing things down. So this is going to be the executor. This is going to be the kill reset. And this is just going to be our reset system. So we're going to want to have a command block down here, a chain command block using the same way I showed you earlier. And make it conditional. Always conditional if you're using it like this. If it's conditional, make sure it's in the right place. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this system here. So we're going to get ourselves some more command blocks. We're going to place this one, and then we're going to have a bunch of command blocks this way. These are chains, these are impulse. So what we're going to do, we're going to have this one be the initiate. Just like that, initiate. And what this is going to do is it's going to do data merge block, get the coordinates, squiggly brackets, auto 1B. Now I can never remember if it's capital or lowercase. I believe it's lowercase. It is lowercase. So yeah, you want to do that command and you want to put that into here. And then in this one, you want to put 0B instead. And that will basically turn this one on, activate all of this, and then turn it back off straight away. So in this command block, we're going to have our clone command, which we should still have saved in our chat like this, and we're going to paste that into there. So now if we were to go and place in a diamond block inside here, what we should see is we'll do warped, but what you should see is if we were to kill ourselves, so let's go into the area. If we kill ourselves, we'll get reset back to our spawn point, and we should see a new block here. And we didn't. Okay, so let's go and see what happened. As you can see, nothing got activated. Why is that? Because it already has the value of 1. Because we didn't set this back, it did not work. So change this back to needs redstone, and now our system should work as intended. 3, 2, 1, and the block appeared, just like magic. Wow! You break it, it's back. It's magical. It's amazing. It really is. So, I mean, to be honest, that is the reset system. These 1, 2, 3, 4 commands. So this is completely optional. You can go ahead and name every single one of these. I'm not going to, it's just a personal preference. But now, any command block up to here, so I'm going to put some signs here just so I know that these ones are the main bulk that activate the redstone for the reset system. We are just going to leave those be. Now, what we're going to do is, obviously, the more things you have and the longer your unfair map, this is only a short one for demonstration, but the more you have, the more reset systems you'll have, and you'll probably find yourself building little areas under the ground. This is just a basic on how to make a very basic unfair map. It doesn't even have a name. It's just called unfair map. So, we are going to start working on some trolls. Now, this is a desert-themed map, so we're probably going to have some desert-themed things. And one thing that I can think of straight away in a desert themed unfair map is a pitfall trap made of sand. So we're going to dig out a 3x3 area here, and we're just going to dig it down a bit. In fact, we're going to go down quite a lot. And now we're going to do fill with 2 L's, and we're going to go get our coordinates, and then we're going to go all the way to here, and we're going to do air, and that gives us this rather large hole. If we want to make the hole a bit more scary to fall down, what we can do is we can do /fill like this, go all the way down to the bottom, go to here, and we can do black concrete. That way then, hi. Try that again, over to this side, change our coordinates. So corner to corner, remember, and then we're gonna do black concrete, replace sandstone. There we go, and that replaces all of that with oh my gosh, this is chee. Now, because we've got our reset system, you see, when we kill ourselves, like so, our hole is patched. Now, here is what we're going to do, and this is where things get a little bit creative. We are going to be creating a detection system using warped stems. Yes, that's what we're using. Why, hello. I just didn't do this. There you go. We're going to do something called a warped stem detection. What is that? I don't know. I just made it up. Pretty much what we're going to do is we are going to give the user some tags. And these tags will allow us to use the same block over and over again for different things. So for this one, we're going to do tag at a add. And then we're going to do spawn full. That's what it's going to be called, spawn full. And now we've done that. So now what we need to do, we need to go over to here and we need to create the tagline. And the tagline is going to be a line of command blocks that adds tags to every player. So when the player joins the world, they are guaranteed going to get the tags. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to do tag add at a. So tag at a add spawn full. And what that will do is any player that does not have the tag that is spawn full, any player that joins will get that tag. All of these, by the way, can be set to unconditional because they're only going to activate if the player needs them. Make sure they're like this, all of these ones after this one for the tagline. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a detection, and this is where your underground command systems come in. Oh boy. So dig underground, and what we're going to do is we're going to break the map in the process. We're going to grab our command blocks back, and by the way, saved toolbars, a feature I said I would speak about, absolutely great. So if you want to do something like this, you know, where you can just sort of get things like this, you know, do all this sort of magic, all you got to do is get the items in your hotbar, I don't know, sandstone, press the C key and then a number on your keyboard. So I'm going to press number 9, and then I shouldn't have done that. I had things in there, and then when you get rid of the sandstone, how do I get out? When you get rid of the sandstone, all you got to do to get it back is press X9. Now, when you set this up, your keybinds may be slightly different, so have a look at the creative mode section here and just check your keybinds. Anyway, we're going to go back into our little hole now, and we are going to create a system. So what's going to happen is something quite magical. We are going to have a detection system. So it's going to be always active, unconditional, repeat, and it's going to be execute at all players, tag equals, and we call the tag spawn full. Okay, and we're going to do that. We're going to do if the block 2 blocks below, so 2 blocks below, if it is the warped stem, and then we're going to do run fill, and then we're going to take the coordinates of our top surface blocks. So it's going to be from here, fill, to here, sand. And what that's going to do is it's going to fill it to sand without you realizing. So we're going to do this. We're going to take out all of this. And then we got our little command right there. So now what should happen when we go into adventure mode, we should now see. Ah, right, because the thing. Yeah, so that's a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unfair Map Tutorial with Happy. One thing you... oh dear. Yeah, so you can see it worked, but we have a slight problem. As you folks can probably see, we have all of this still here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to go fill the bottom line, which is our warped stem with air. And as you can see, the sand has fallen. Woo! Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to go inside our little room. So I need to, get back in there, please, game. And we are going to add ourselves, we're going to throw these here, and we're going to add a chain. So we're going to do this, going to do that. And that is the wrong command. We need this one. That's the one that removes the warped stem. So put that in there. And then what we're going to do is we are going to call it a day. Right. So, yep, now what we need to do is we need to grab a command block over here. So one of our resets. And we're going to put that in there. And we're going to change it to warped stem. Just like that. And we also need a way to remove the sand at the bottom of the thing. Now this, because it's falling sand, is as easy as placing down something like a slab. So we're going to get ourselves a nice black stone slab that should blend in with the floor, and that should also break the sand. So let's give this a go, and then once we've got this working, we're going to just add one more thing to our reset system. So let's do this. It is not working. Because there is nothing there. Why is there nothing there? I don't know. Did I definitely change it to air? I don't know. Let's have a look. Is it because maybe we haven't set this to conditional? Yes, it is. That is our reason, folks. Always make sure you know which blocks need to be conditional. If you have something that's always running, make sure it's conditional, and now it should work. You know what? I'm actually glad that went wrong because it shows troubleshooting in the Unfair Map tutorial. And now it works, except I'm not going to die because I'm very much alive right now. So we give it a go. You walk and you fall and you very much die. It works. We have our troll. Way. So yeah, you think to yourself, you know what? There's no sand around here. Everything's going to be just all right. Now, the chest is one of the most, if not the troll of an unfair map. Okay, so what can we do with a chest? This is a normal chest. I would like to see if this is a normal chest. This is not a trapped chest. So how do we get this trapped? Well, we trap it by not trapping it. People have come to believe that unfair maps are all about the traps. So they see a chest. I'm not going to open that. We're not going to trap the chest in this unfair map. But if you did want to trap the unfair chest, then all you have to do is make a resource pack, which there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube on how you want to do that. Or if you would like to see me make a tutorial on how to make a basic resource pack, let me know in the comments of this one. So you make a resource pack, you basically take the texture of the chest and apply it to the trapped chest, and then you have a trapped chest that looks like this. And then you can do stuff with it. You can trap it, you can chest it, you can do whatever you like. We have a pitfall trap. Is this gonna fall ever? No. Yes! So folks, just remember, this is only an unfair map tutorial. This is showing you how to get the basic structure of the map. This is showing you how to do the reset system. This is showing you how to make a couple of trolls. So we're probably not going to do a troll here. I'll probably build something and then show you how it works, but I won't do a step-by-step. If you want to build a troll, all you've got to do is think of a couple of things. First of all, how big do you want it to be? This is the general standard size for a troll. Though it can be however big or small you like. You can have, I don't know, I could probably fit 4 in here. You can also, you don't need to use the entire space. You can do a double line, so you can have maybe a parkour course that goes around here, and then it sort of goes around here and has a jumping, a moving block. Let's say you've got a parkour course that goes like this and like this. You've got lava underneath, and then there's a block here. But instead of jumping to there, it moves to here, so you've got to, jump a bit further. In fact, I'm going to build that. and then I'll show you how it works. Also, something I need to mention is in the clone, don't worry about entities not being there. Entities can't actually get cloned with command blocks. So if you do want to create something that has a mob in it that spawns, make sure it's a persistent required mob. What that means is it will be never despawned. So, and that's where the MC Stacker website comes in. I don't know if I've mentioned it in this video yet. It's been a few weeks since I recorded the first half. Yeah. But yeah, MC Stacker, if I haven't already mentioned it, is a great website. If you don't know how to make a command, and if you don't know something that I've not mentioned in this video, go to MC Stacker. It's pretty much got every single command that you'll need. It's basically click, drag almost, or of course, you've got the option of typing in, say, execute help, or slash help, execute, and then it will tell you all of the execute commands you can do. I don't even know how to use the help command. Help. Okay, so we've got the basic structure of this area set out. As you can see, we've got our little parkour course right about here, and it goes here. It's rather nice. So nothing's been done yet, but I will make the system that makes the magic happen and make this a troll, because at the moment it's just a, rather nice parkour course, and we do have a button over there. So to make life easier, and because we've built it in the clone area, I'm actually just going to remove the lava for this section, just because what I need to do is actually underground. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab some ice, and you do want to make sure that you are using tagged again. So we're going to place the ice sort of here, and to be honest, yeah, let's place it there. Let's do some ice all around here. So we've got a 3x3 of ice, and what that's going to do is when the player gets close enough, we're going to bring it one forward. When the player gets close enough, it will move this backwards by one. We're gonna do this. Yeah. Okay. So what that's going to do is it's going to move the other side. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a new tag add. Tag at a add, and we're going to call it lava ice. So lava ice, because it's ice under lava. We're going to add that, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to do our tagline. I may have added too many taglines, and we're going to go to this one. We're going to do tag at a add tagline. No, ice lava ice. There we go. Lava ice. We have it. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create another one of these little underground areas, and to be honest, I can probably get away with putting this one in here. We're going to take our command block again, and we're going to use a similar system to the one we used over here. So we're going to grab these two command blocks like so. I just need these two, and then we're going to take them like so, go into our new hole, place them down, and we're going to change this to I think we used blue ice, and we'll just double check that. So we're going to do Minecraft ice, and we're going to change our command to about 4. That should be enough depending on how high we are. And we're going to do the following. We're actually going to make a clone of this first. So we're going to go clone from here to here, and we're going to go to here. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're actually just going to make one more command. So we are actually going to need to move things back by 1, which is fine. And then we're going to do a fill command. So we're going to do fill, and we're going to go down, and we're going to go air. And that should move our commands. Now, as you can see, it got rid of both things, and that is because we do not have the conditional. So folks, if you've got something always running, make sure it is conditional, because otherwise, even if you've got the tags, it's going to do the thing. And we also need to change this from spawnful to lava ice, just like that. And then let's give this a go. So we will /kill, and I won't show how to get over that. I'll just show that you get there. And then what you do is you jump onto here, and you don't do that. No. You jump onto here, and you don't do that, and it doesn't move, because just remove the run. Remove the word run. And then we're sorted. We are going to do the parkour course, and what we should see, it moves, but it also disappears. It disappears for a very good reason, and that is, it is cloning to delete. So instead of doing that, we are going to do a different method. Now, I'm not showing you these because I'm bad. I'm showing you these because I'm showing you what happens if you don't do it right. And I'm also showing you why it's important you make clones. So we're going to clone from the bottom, and we're going to clone from the top, and we're going to go into our little hole, and we are going to clone our area. So we're going to go like this. You don't usually need to make this big of an area, but I'm going all out. So we're going to clone it here, like so, and now we have a clone of it. So now all we need to do is we need to fill this to here with air. We need to fill that block with lava, so let's get all of these commands set in. We're going to need to do this, move it backwards, we'll move it to there, so here, 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 break these two. That should be all of our commands in place. Just set these back to conditional, because they don't save like that. And then we'll grab our commands like this, set this to conditional. So, now we've got, instead of clone, we're going to want to fill with air. So we'll take this command block here and fill that with air. And then we're going to want to fill this block here with lava. So we're going to do set block. You do need to place a block down first. You're going to do set block lava, like so. And then what you're going to want to do, place that in this one here. And then what you're going to want to do is in this third one, you're going to want to take this clone here. So clone from here all the way to the top. And then you're going to want to take it into your new position, which is not here, but it is here. And then we're going to clone it to there, and that brings our board in there. And if you want to take it back, you can, but just for now, this is the basic tutorial, so there you go. So let's see if that works. We'll sort of make this look pretty. Sand. Okay, this should now work. Let's give it a go. We'll kill ourselves to reset, and there is still one more thing I'd like to do with the reset. It involves all of that and the game mode. Again, I won't show you how to get here. I'll just show you that you can get here. So let's give this a go. Not get annoyed by the tree. And as you can see, wow, we actually got trolled by that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go like this. And get out, get out, get out, please. Out, out, out. No, 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 no. Ah. Okay, so we're going to go over to here. And then we're going to get a big run up. Made it. Yeah. And then we're through. Now, this button, we'll sort that later. We have these to sort first. So, what do you do when the player dies and they have stuff in their hands? Well, you do a simple command on the reset line called, well, let's see, we've got this one here. It is going to be called kill at E type equals item. And what that will do is it will kill the items on the floor. We're also going to do another command. We're going to do game rule adventure. Game mode adventure, just like this. This sets the player's game mode to adventure, and then we're going to put one in that sets the spawn point, because players, you know, they like to try and set spawn points. So we're going to set our spawn point here, and we're going to do /set spawn point all players, and we're going to grab the coordinates of that. So then we can go and put this in this command block, and as you see, if I've set this up correctly, if we try and set a spawn point outside of here, you will see that we instead get sent over to here. So as a backup, if that doesn't work fully, what you can do is you can do the following. You can take these commands and you can teleport the player back into the area. So TP at A into there with a 0, 0 rotation, and that will get them back in the right place, as you can see. Now, that is fine. What I've showed you there does work both ways. You can either teleport the player, or you can do a spawn point. The thing with conditional command blocks, and one thing that you should know, is it's all about the order. So if this was all the way over here, back in this execute area, then it would do that first. But because we've set this all the way here, it's going to go a long way. So one thing with conditionals is make sure you do it in the order. It's like a sequence. So we'll place an item here, and we will, that works. We will kill ourselves, and the item is no longer there. So we're nearly done with the unfair map, and I am about to reveal the solution. So if you've come this far and you haven't played the unfair map, this is the walkthrough so far for the entire map. Here we go. You go to here. You jump on here, you sneak, you stand on the Twitter logo, and you jump right over just like that. Okay, then what you do is you jump on here, you go to here, and then you get a nice big jump like this, and you land on this block. You go to here, and then you push this button, which teleports you over there into the win zone, and that is it. So yeah, this is a very, very short map. I mean, again, I'd probably put a troll over here as well. I'd probably troll the chest. I'd probably do something even more with this. I'd probably retexture water to look like lava. I would probably have something over there. I'd probably have a fake button, maybe hide the button around the side. Speaking of which, we now need to address the button. So Here's how this button is going to work. We are going to have an execution point over here in the exact same way that we did the lava. Now, I haven't actually shown you. Yes, I did. We have the ice. The ice is under here. And the ice is being detected by those command blocks, and if the player has the tag of ice lava or lava ice, whichever one I set it to, it's going to move this block over here. Just to know, if you do, place this higher, you will have to increase that number of detection from, say, 4 to something like 5 or 6 or 8. So, if the player was to stand here and push the button, they are going to die and reset. However, if the player pushes the button and they're standing here, they are going to survive and get taken to the end. Now, not the real end. Pretty simple. All we're going to do is we're going to use some detection again, and this detection is going to be nice and simple. So we can do this over here, seeing as we're right where we need to be, and we are going to make it so the player has to be pretty much standing right here. Let's just get rid of our lava so that that's not annoying us for this. So, yep, here's what we're going to do. We are going, and we're not going to do this point because we don't want players to stand on this side and be like, oh hey, look at me, I'm cheating. So we're just gonna have it here. So folks, if you're playing this map and you want to not die, don't touch the wall, because otherwise you will die, and we don't want that. So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna set up another tag. So how is this tag going to work? Well, first of all, we need to do tag at A. We're gonna call it add, and we're gonna call it end, just like so. And that's added to me. So you know what that means, folks? We've got to go to our tagline, and we've got to add it in. So here we go, just like that. Tag at A, add end. So here we go. What we're gonna do is we're going to have two command blocks. We're going to have an execute if and an execute unless. And now this is going crazy because we're standing here. We can't use the same block because otherwise our sand is going to go crazy. And we're going to use stripped -a instead. It works just as well, and it's just as effective. Make sure you go underneath the blocks as well. Here we go. Two command blocks is what we're going to need, and we've now got stripped warped stem. So we're going to clone the button, and that's how we're going to detect it, because there's no way this can be detected. So we're going to do a command. We're going to do clone. We're going to do the button, and we're going to do the button again. So the same coordinates twice, and we are going to clone this button underneath the ground. We're going to clone it right here. So we're going to go like this. Actually, we'll put it on the ground, and we'll go like this. We're going to get a command block that has that command in going permanently, like so. And then this is where some people are going to cry because I'm going to use redstone. Oh dear. So if we push this button, what you should see is the redstone gets turned on, but only briefly. And we can confirm that the redstone gets turned on by putting a command block that says say hi. And if we go and push that button, it says hi for a very long time. So here is what we need to do. We need to make a system that detects if the player is in the right place and is all good. So yeah, let's get this done like so. We're going to place in our repeater so it only gives us a one pulse, because we don't really want it to say hi, 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 hi. So yeah, put your repeater down, and that sets it to a 1 pulse instead of a spammy pulse. And what we're going to do is we're going to place down two command blocks. So to get this to do the two commands, what we're going to do is we are going to place a command like here and a command like there. Place a block here, and that will send a signal into both of these. So here is what we're going to do. We are going to do a execute command. So lucky for us, we already have one of those inside here. Now it's a bit dark in here, so I'm just going to grab, there's the purple command block. We're going to grab that. We're going to take it into a hole, which is nice and bright. And we don't need it to be repeating, so we're just going to take the command, hello. We're going to take the command out of that, and then we're going to place it in this one, just like so. So we need to change the tag. The tag this time is end, and we're going to do -2, and we're going to do the following: stripped warped stem. That's what we got. Stripped warped stem. Yeah, please don't forget to put your block name in. Run TP, and then we're going to do at A is all players, at P is nearest player, and then we're going to do tag equals end, and we're going to get our coordinates. So to get the coordinates, we're going to just come over here, and we're going to just place them, I think here. So we'll do this. We'll do set block, and we'll get our coordinates. Set block is the best way to get the precise coordinates, and then we're going to do TP, and we'll just take our coordinates, copy them, take them into here, and then we'll place them in here. So TP to those coordinates, and let's see, 0, it looks like 0, 0, so 0, 0. And if you want to know where I got those numbers from, it is these numbers right here. I'll zoom in on those nice and slow. There's the numbers. So the first one is your left and your right. The second one is your up and down. So let's see. Now what we need to do is we need to do this. So paste the command from here to here, and we're going to do execute at the player unless block is that. So unless is like if it isn't. So if it isn't that block, we're going to kill them. Nice and simple. So run, kill, not real, kill at A. So this should now work. Nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened because our redstone got broken by this. So just please, folks, remember to block off things so your redstone does not break. I would say don't use redstone in a map, but because this is a basic tutorial, I am showing you with redstone. So if you can do something that doesn't require redstone, to be honest, you can do this system using the data merge like we did over here. But, you know, basic tutorial, I'm sure there'll be somebody that screams in the comments about that. And what we should see is when we are back at spawn, the button will kill us if we press it or not do anything at all. Button, what's wrong? Button! Typo. I put end. Change that to end. There we go. I am just really bad and made a typo. I'm sure some of you spotted that before I did, so hey, well done. So let's change this from end to end. So when we push the button, it kills us, okay? And now we should see we get teleported, and that's how you make a double use button. It's great. Okay, now we're very close. There's genuinely no more trolls in this section, but you can do the hidden button. The hidden button is very simple. It's just 2 buttons. One of them kills you, one of them gets you to the end. I genuinely like to have some leaves in here, but I'm breaking my own rule and I'm not making the map in the clone. Sort of, well done, you beat the map. But in this case, we're just gonna have a simple button on a piece of something. So we're going to get some red sandstone, red sandstone, red sandstone, red sandstone, thank you. And then we're going to place down a button, and the button's going to be a finish the map button. So it's going to be nice and simple, finish the map. And again, if you want to have a secret button, what you can do is maybe leave this unlocked and, you know, do this and let the player walk out and then place another button back here. But I mean, to be fair, you can place a button there if you like as well. But yeah, I mean, we won't be doing that because it's just, you know, 2 buttons. So I'm going to be the map maker that I am, and I'm going to block all of these off so nobody can jump and escape the map, because we don't want that. We don't want people escaping. What I'm also going to do is I'm also going to come along and just place a block there, and these ones need to stay like this so we can jump over this. Nice like that. So now we've got this sorted, I feel like we're having an unfair map. So for our ending section, we are done with this. We can now kill ourselves and get it to reset. So what we're going to do is we are going to build this inside here. So what you can do is you can go inside and you can, you know, just dig out this and do an area. But because of the circumstances, I'm going to build my own area. So you grab your armor stand using using MC Stacker. You place that down. You place down your sign using MC Stacker. You place down your head using MC Stacker. And you place down a sign that congratulates the user for winning, not using MC Stacker. And you beat it. Yay. Right, and then what we do is we can have a play again button over here, like so. And we can have a spectate button, so we can do play again, like so. And then we can do spectate. And what this does is allows the user spectate. I'm going to keep that. And then what you can do is you can come out here, grab a command block and just do game mode spectator all players. And then for the reset or play again button, just do /kill at A. Really, just, you know, you got to kill them. Don't kick them. Kill at A. That's it. Just, yeah, reset, kill the player. Right, so now what you want to do, you want to grab a command here. So set block, this one, we're going to grab these coordinates. We're going to do TP at A to this block, and we're going to do 0, 0, seeing as we're facing this way. There we go. And if you want them to face the sign, change this number down to about a -10. -10 takes you up. 10 takes you down. That's a good amount. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to take this down to here, and because we don't want it to look ugly, we're going to do another button clone, and this time it's going to work. Have faith in me, guys, please. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a button clone here, and we're just going to have a simple command block here, and we're going to do the following. We're going to have the button clone go here, and we're going to grab ourselves a redstone repeater like so, and then we're going to grab the button, which is here. We're going to go inside, we're going to go clone the coordinates twice, and then we're going to go down into here. We're going to place a block here. We're going to grab those coordinates, place it all in there, and that is now doing this, which means all we need to do now is place our TP coordinates in there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you have just built an unfair Minecraft map. Yes, 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 you've done it. You've done it. Oh, okay. I think we ought to have a proper little playthrough of this thing. So there's nothing in the chest, unfortunately. We didn't need anything. But what you can do is you can do maybe a piece of paper in there or a diamond, and you can have it later on in the map. You can have like an item sorter, or maybe just something with a hopper. There's a lot more advanced tutorials out there, but this is really just the basic of how to make an unfair map. So we go along like this. We jump to here. We go like this. We go to here. I just got trolled. Wow. Oh, I mean, did I get trolled, or am I just bad at parkour? I think I'm just bad at parkour. And then we're going to go like this. We're going to go like this. We're going to do 1, 2. And we're going to go like this. We're going to stand here, press the button, and we're going to press this button. And woo, we did it. Oh, I mean, okay. It doesn't feel as good as, beating a normal unfair map, but it feels good. And yeah, this is all the commands. There's these ones too. There's really not much to make an unfair map, and this, it's all just tags and separation from each other. But yeah, folks, I really hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was worth the wait for those who have been waiting for it. If you played this map at the start, let me know how it went. How did you do it? Did you manage to beat it quite quickly? Did you not? Or maybe now you're going to start making your own unfair map. Let me know in the comments down below. Folks, if you're following along with the channel, December 2020, this is the 24th of December, 24th days of the 25 days of happiness, which ends tomorrow on Christmas Day. So folks, whee! Have a nice Christmas. I'll see you tomorrow for the final video of the year. Bye.